We begin this brand new series with Luther meeting with the Legion of Doom and informing them that they have acquired the legendary anti-life equation, which is said to have the power to change the very universe as they know it. He believes that if he can figure out how to harness its power, he can finally kill Superman, which everyone thinks is near impossible. Cheetah reminds him that the anti-life equation is Legion property and should get the approval of their members on its use. Unable to agree on what to use it for, Luther claims that now that they have it, the Justice League will soon come looking for it. He suggests hiding it in the Legion's impenetrable vault while they have the flying members on round-the-clock patrol of the building. Riddler wonders where their flying members are, and Bane explains that they have all gone to a flyers-only Cafe Clatch. Luther claims that this must have been a ruse by Superman, to which he then orders Bane to look for a flying supervillain. In downtown Gotham City, Kite Man leads other criminals to rob a bank when masked vigilante Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler, beats them up. Suddenly, Spoiler gets a call from Detective Chimp that Riddler has planted a bomb downtown and asks for her help. When she explains that she is stopping a robbery in progress, Detective Chimp suggests leaving them to the cops, who she already beat up before she left. Kite Man thought things would have gone smoother if Golden Glider had been with them. Meanwhile, Golden Glider finally gets her chance on the stage when the lead star, Stacy, calls in sick. Golden Glider is thrilled to be taking over the lead role when Stacy suddenly walks in, determined to go on stage despite being ill. Feeling that she's had enough, Golden Glider decides to go on stage and steal the spotlight. Stacy and her goons try to get her off stage, but she skillfully dodges them and quits. Golden Glider later meets up with her boyfriend, Kite Man, at Noonan's bar, where all the small-time criminals go after a day of crime spree. Kite Man claims they failed because he couldn't use his superpowers inside the building, but Noonan points out that having a big kite is not a superpower. Golden Glider comforts him, claiming that he didn't need superpowers to become a supervillain, which he admits he has been dreaming of growing up. Suddenly, Bane walks into the bar looking for a flying villain, and Kite Man claims that Golden Glider is the perfect candidate. Bane refuses, explaining that Luther was still furious at her the last time she helped after she melted most of the cafeteria stuff with her powers. Golden Glider insists that Kite Man would be perfect for the job. Bane brings Kite Man back to Luthor, who tells him that the Justice League will soon attack them. He orders him to patrol the skies and alert everyone should one of them attack by air. Later, while Kite Man is patrolling the skies, he gets distracted when he discovers that his friend Gus also works security there. He was so preoccupied with talking with him that he didn't see Superman break inside until it was too late. He tried to help his friend, but the crosswind pushed Kite Man against the building, and a power line electrocuted him, and he later fell to the ground. When Kite Man came around, he was surrounded by friends at Noonan's, and Luther was quite displeased with his failure. Luther claims that Superman came and took the anti-life equation and declares him the worst villain ever. Kite Man tries to stand up to him and claims that despite all his money, Luther will never have friends like him who love and care for him. Irked, Luther convinces Noonan to sell the bar to him for $10 million. He later reveals his plans to have a wrecking crew destroy the place, to which everyone scornfully looks and blames Kite Man. Later, Kite Man and Golden Glider try to convince Noonan not to sell, but he explains that he couldn't refuse after being offered a lot of money. That said, Kite Man convinces Noonan to sell the place to him and Golden Glider instead if they can get him the money, to which his girlfriend initially hesitates. The next day, Kite Man and Golden Glider meet with Daryl Brown, CEO of Gotham National Bank and Kite Man's father. His father claims that Kite Man is a bad investment and refuses to give them a loan. They later meet with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, hoping to borrow money from them instead. Ivy claims they are out of money, and Harley explains that they have just recently bought vacation property in Themyscira. That said, Harley claims that being bad guys, they could just steal it from others, giving Golden Glider an idea. That night, Kite Man convinces the others to break into Casa de Caucasian, an impervious island stronghold on the eastern seaboard that is also his father's place. Kite Man explains that his father hired a group of ex-Mossad agents and powerful yoga instructors to protect his mansion. Golden Glider tries to distract the head security officer with a great figure skating routine. Everything was going according to plan until the head of security noticed the others hiding behind the bush. That said, all hell breaks loose as Kite Man and his friends clash against his father's goons. Kite Man convinces Golden Glider to use her powers when they get cornered. She initially refused, but seeing her friends killed in action made her lose control. Suddenly, a gold apparition emerges from Golden Glider and attacks everyone, friend or foe, melting their bodies from the inside out. Kite Man successfully enters the mansion but is surprised that his father is already waiting for him. His father willingly hands him the money he needs to buy Noonan's bar, which he initially thought was a trap. His father explains that this was the first time Kite Man stood up to him and greatly impressed him, so he decided to support his son. With the money, Kite Man officially buys the bar and celebrates with everyone while mourning the loss of dear friends from the fight. At the Legion, Sinestro discovers that Luther still has the briefcase with the anti-life equation, which he declares Superman stole. He figured out that Luther was the mastermind behind it all, tricking their flyers into leaving their skies unprotected and using Kite Man as the fall guy. That said, Luther does not hesitate to kill Sinestro to keep his secret. He plans to hide the briefcase in the most unlikely place to ensure it remains hidden. Later, Luther shows up at Noonan's bar with armed men who suspiciously go out back to hide the briefcase in the storage room while Luther himself distracts the others. On a distant planet, Desaad informs Darkseid that after ages of searching, they have finally narrowed the location of the anti-life equation. Darkseid is pleased. For now, he will have the power to enslave the minds of every being in the universe. Little did he know that not only is it not heavily guarded by the planet's most powerful defenders, but it is also hidden in plain sight in one of the most inconspicuous places on Earth. That said, he urges his army to prepare for an all-out war. Having just bought Noonan's, Kite Man and Golden Glider get busy for the grand reopening. Kite Man has been interviewing applicants for the vacant server position to prepare for the big night. Golden Glider worries that they have no money to pay for a new server, but Kite Man insists on hiring one, hoping a cool server would greatly impress his father when he shows up. Golden Glider quickly hires Bane when he claims not to need any salary and will work for tips. That said, Bane returns to the Legion of Doom to officially tender his resignation so he can focus on working at Noonan's. Kite Man is still unconvinced about hiring Bane when Malice suddenly walks into the bar with her overpriced handbag and luxurious cat. After her flashy entrance, Kite Man is determined to hire her to be their new server, despite Golden Glider's objections. Despite Kite Man's impulsive actions, Golden Glider explains to Malice that she might not be what they need. Even Bane is surprised by the news that he suddenly goes into shock and is later revealed to be allergic to cats. Golden Glider later talks to Malice outside, wondering why she wants to work at Noonan's. She explains that working is so cringed that she doesn't want anyone cool to see her having to work, which works perfectly as no one cool ever goes to Noonan's. After Malice makes fun of their guest list, Golden Glider goes out to enlist Luther's attendance later for the grand reopening. She quickly storms inside the Legion of Doom to talk to Luther, but instead of having to convince him, he quickly agrees, much to her surprise. Little did she know that Luther had different plans in mind. Meanwhile, Gus takes Queen of Fables to school after Malice's cat ate the student's pet hamster. Queen of Fables is surprised by how Gus teaches the students, but Gus explains that they promote learning through play. He then suggests, Queen of Fables, tell the class what she believes to be a funny story. Kenneth, one of the students, was displeased when Queen of Fables singled him out after he told her she couldn't tell a good story being a woman and all. After learning that Kenneth's mom works out, Queen of Fables insists that he take her home so she can steal his mom's body for herself. Back at Noonan's, Kite Man and Golden Glider were thrilled to discover that Luther agreed to attend the bar's grand reopening. While everyone prepares for the big night, Malice panics when her cat goes missing. Malice claims that if her cat eats street meat, she quickly doubles in size. Hearing that, Mo Dubels figures out that's what happened. He admits to taking the cat out back to kill it after he misunderstands Golden Glider's request to be a hit. When bullets don't seem to work, Cheshire walks away and eats a random person, to which he shockingly witnesses it grow in size. Kite Man tells her not to worry, claiming that animal control would eventually catch her cat sooner or later. Later, Golden Glider gets furious when she discovers that Luther lied to her and has now thrown the biggest party in the city. She quickly flew there with Kite Man to confront him, but the bouncer wouldn't let them in. Kite Man later tries to comfort Golden Glider when he suspects her to be jealous of Malice, which she admits brings out her old insecurities. Golden Glider returns the advice to Kite Man, who seems preoccupied with impressing his father. She claims that he's wonderful the way he is and doesn't need to work so hard to earn his father's approval. Their realizations are cut short when the giant Cheshire starts rampaging into the city. Although Golden Glider claims it would have been great to leave it alone so it could kill the rest of the Legion, she also agrees that this is no time to start a war with them. They quickly chase after it and use the weapons that the bouncer at the party confiscated. Kite Man quickly gets its attention using an electric whip, while Golden Glider uses a powerful laser to lure it back to the bar where Malice is. At Noonan's, Golden Glider convinces Malice to call off her cat, which she does after Golden Glider agrees to all her conditions. Kite Man finally realizes his mistake and declares that he only needs to impress his girl, Golden Glider. That said, he quickly confronts Malice and fires her when suddenly a portal opens, and Darkseid appears out of nowhere. It turns out that Darkseid is Malice's godfather and is quite displeased when he suspects she has lost her job. Seeing Darkseid scold Malice in front of everyone else, Golden Glider quickly jumps into the conversation and claims that Malice has done a great job at saving the bar. She even claims that Malice is now responsible for managing Noonan's social media, which greatly impressed Darkseid. To celebrate, Kite Man serves an exquisite blend of iced tea and lemonade to Darkseid, which he claims reminded him of his favorite golfer. Bane returns to the bar, to which he was thrilled to have landed the job as the bar's bouncer. Queen of Fables also showed up with her new body, along with several people lined up outside after everything else was in a mess from Cheshire rampaging earlier. Thank you for watching. What do you think of this new series? And please check out these other videos, and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.